Hey, it's Friday. I think this is the last Monday in September. I really do. So I think I have the Sony active. Let's check it out. There's one. Yeah, the Sony is active. Should have put my long pants on. This is my short long pants. So let's come in and click a few things. I like a clicky. Hey, welcome. Ah, Sammy's here. Scotty's here. How you feeling, Scotty? Well, I'll get to you in a second. Randy. Randy, I'm surprised you're awake. Never mind that you're 16 minutes early. What the heck? How could you possibly be awake? I need a place to put this mic. Now, if I talk over here, is it picking me up? Because if I talk and turn over here, I'm talking like right into the mic. I don't think that's right. How about if I put it like over here? Then I don't have room for my feet. Oh, life. Amazing, right? So let's start at the top. Randy, I cannot believe I am here 16 minutes early. Time for another nap. Yeah, Randy, what are you doing, dude? Randy's coming up to... You retiring this year or next year? I don't remember. I'm retired. I got all new tires on my car. Although, you know, it's been 7 years. And they say that you should not have, after 7 years, you need to have your tires changed, even if they're not worn out. So I don't drive much. I don't go out much. I'm pretty much a homebody. And I think I've got all of 1,000 miles that I've added in the last 2 or 3 years on the car. It's a nice car. It really is. It's a linky dinky. Okay, I can't do this whole thing all night. I gotta go change a couple of things. Apparently, the other computer, the older one, the iMac, Randy knows which one that is. It was on a page that's flashing. And it's like annoying as could be. I'm sitting here, and every time it flashes an advertisement, you know, they use flash on the advertisements now. And that flash is designed to attract your attention. Well, guess what? It was attracting my attention. You guys, cheers. Have a drink with me. Wait, I need to turn. The butt does turn, so I'm turning it this way. So, I started with Randy, and there he is. I wonder if I have any crisp left. Microphone is on. Daily limit to summaries? I don't even know what that means. Maybe it's better off I don't turn it on. Let's try it. All right, crisp is now on. So that should cut out the background. Okay, it says noise cancellation is on. So now you don't hear the fan anymore. Make it smaller, guys. I can't see it at all. You know? I don't know who the hell designs this stuff, but they only design it for them and their situation where they sit. That is poor design work. You're supposed to think of the different crowds. You've got younger crowd, middle-aged crowd, older crowd, and the same goes for advertising. Some of the advertisements I see are just plain crazy. That shirt looks kind of dark, but the face looks good. Nice face, dude. Oh, thank you. Ah, you're welcome. All right, so next is Sammy is here. Did you wake up from your nap, Sammy? Did you sleep tight, sleep well? That's good. Sammy let me know he was going to be taking a nap. Okay, I can look at that computer. So which computer? Wait, what camera is that? All right, that camera. believe it or not, is the trusty E10. I love taking that E10, and that one is the white one because I've got 3 cameras going on back there and 2 cameras going on up here. Now, the 2 cameras that are in the front are, uh, I don't want to say in the way, but they're in the way. They can get bumped or damaged. And because that can happen, that is not so good. So let's fix that right now. Let's bring this in. Let's let's bring this down to a zoom level and then just a little bit up. Okay. Let's go for the middle. Not bad. So how come the E10 I never have to adjust anything? It's just right. It just works. You're such a good boy. Really. Treating him like he's my dog. All right. All right. So this one is a little in your face. Like it a little more centered. That's just me. That's the Peter Gregg way. Okay, and on this guy, I look like I'm leaning back. There's a hurricane force wind coming in here, folks. I'm not leaning back. I'm actually sitting up in the chair. It's the way the face is turned, right? So let's check the next camera. This one is almost just right. I got my eye on a new tripod head. And the reason for that is anytime I try to go make a change, I screw the whole freaking thing up. It's a ball head. No, I'm not talking about Norm. I'm talking the tripod. So it seems I've been looking for the wrong type of head all these years. I keep putting a ball head, and it's not what I want. That's what I got. I've got every one of them in here is a bald head, bald. Everyone in here, no, except 2. And those 2 are, no, I'm sorry, except 1. Every one of them is a ball head except 1. And that one that is not a ball head, that's the best one because you can go up and down. Okay, so you know what that means? Let's say I need to bring this up or down a little bit. All right, so I grab the handle, not on this guy. This guy is a small rig ball head. Wrong. If I want to tilt it down, I have to loosen the ball head. And then if I don't hold it just right so it stays, it moves. So the tilt changes, the skew changes, everything changes. Now, if you get the one with the 3 handles, you know what? I'm going to make a video on that. And if I order it, yeah, I'll make a video and show it and show why. Because a lot of you guys are one-man bands. And some of you actually work on a tripod. So when you try to go and move it, you lose your original positioning. Not good. Not good at all. Okay. Let's get back to the important people. Here's Scott. Scotty had surgery, and it's I would say it's within a week. So it's not any farther out than a week. I did call him. He's doing well. He sounded okay. Why does it pop off so quick? Let me put that in. Let me look and see. It's nice that this thing does whatever the heck it wants. 40 seconds. 40 seconds is not bad. Let's put it on for 70. Okay, so now it's on for 70 seconds. So that's a minute and 10 seconds. So it gives me a minute to shut up. So enjoy a taco dinner, corn shells with seasoned ground beef, garden fresh veggies topped with Colby Jack cheese. I discovered Colby Jack cheese. It's a really good cheese. And a dollop of daisy, mild sauce optional, good. Corn chips and refried beans on the side. Ole! Pum, pa-da-dum, pum, 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 pa-da-dum, pum, 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 pum. My 2 snappers are working tonight. I need to get my face out of the microphone. My 2 snappers are working tonight. Let's pull this out. I don't like to overmodulate. Do you like to overmodulate? I don't like to overmodulate. Sammy likes to overmodulate. So I was on Sammy's show this week, live. Sam had a show, and he was talking about his new short film. So there he is. There's that handsome young man. Just look at that face. How can you just not love that face? So at 18 years old, he's probably everybody's grandson in here. So I went live with him, and what a good host he is. And he was talking about his new movie. It's a short film. It's not really a movie, and it's going to be coming out in October, which is just how many days away? How many days do we have in September? So today is Friday. I think Sunday is October. My birthday month starts on Sunday. Wow. Isn't that a blessing? This is my birth for the whole friggin' month. I'm going to sing happy birthday to Peter Gregg. Okay. So Sammy is saying, Peter, Peter, Peter. Ray is saying, hi, Peter. How is life? Life is some kind of wonderful. It's fabulous. It's terrific now. We got taco night and we got dessert on the way. There we go. How many of you guys took a nap today? I know Sammy took a nap because he called me to tell me he was going to take a nap. Why? I don't know. But he needed to inform me inside information. Peter, I'm going to take a nap. And you need to take one too because you're going to be live tonight. And you know what? Sammy was right. So the camera looks amazing. Okay, I am doing something wrong. And you know what it is? Oh, dear Lord Jesus. Where did the gears go? No, I don't want to click the X. I need to lock this down. There it is. Okay, so on Ecamm, if you don't lock the cameras down, meaning if you don't turn the lock on, when you go to the next, what do you call the thing? The comments? When you go to the next comment, it erases the comment. I'm sorry, it erases the comment if you go to the next camera. Okay, so this camera is going to be here for 26 seconds. 20 seconds now. You can see the numbers there. So I just put Ray up there. So if I set it for 70 seconds, Ray's comment should be up and stay up there after I go through to the next camera, which will be the Sony. I'm looking at the wrong camera. So what was happening is I didn't have any of these guys locked. That means when I went, like, you see how it went? Now it went to that camera over there. Hey, big boy, what you doing over there, huh? So if I don't have the lock on, it disappears. So that's an Ecamm lesson for all of you. And if you have a Nikon camera, it goes double for you. I'm lying, okay? It's not true. It's the same no matter what camera you got plugged in. Okay. So it looks amazing. Hi, Friday. The volume is a little low. Well, then I need to bring it closer. I had it closer. I moved it farther. Okay. So if I turn this way and if I turn that way, it's kind of like where you aim the mic. So that's as close as I can get it unless I pick it up and carry it in my lap. Let's make sure I have testing 1, 2, 3. Yep, that mic is on. Just want to make sure I'm not running the wrong mic. I've done that before. Right, Sly? Sly knows. And Sammy says, I took a nap before Peter did. Good for you, Sammy. You're all rested. That's my rested little grandson over there making a movie. I haven't even made a film, and he's making a film. And he just got a new camera a couple of months ago. So Jerry is here. Hi, Peter. Nice to see you. Did you get my advice from last week? I was thinking about you this week, and I forgot to check and see if I actually said it. All right, so I'll just say it real quick. If you're going to use the dynamic active range on the Sony E1 camera, up your shutter speed to 2/200th of a second. Okay, that's number one. If it's inside and it's dark, up your shutter speed to at least one. Well, depending on if you're on 30p or 24, okay, but at least 100 or 125th of a second. So you know what is a very unique thing, Jerry? A strangely unique thing is a mode that I never use. Take Canon, take Nikon, take Sony. You know the green one that's like automatic? Well, Sony's E1, I'm telling this to Jerry because Jerry is 181 uplift. He's got an E1. So if you put it to the green, the camera does magic. And the camera is just backwards to every other camera I've used. It really, things that I would not normally do, I do it on that camera. Okay. So, hi, Jerry. Nice to see you. Love you. Thank you for being here. Jeff is here from Australia. Da da la la la. Dun dun dun. Da da. That was a commercial song. I don't remember what it went to. But Jerry flew in from Australia. Are your hands tired, Jerry? Isn't it weird that God didn't put like a thing from here to here that's a slit that it just wings come out and then you could just fly. Flying is so much more convenient than anything else. So Scotty says my weight loss is an inspiration. I keep going down to 150 and I bounce back up. Okay. To maybe 152. And so I bounce back up and then I'll come back down. I need to break the 150. It's a challenge. I have to do it. The victory is mine. I'm acting like I'm in church. The victory. We have the victory in Jesus. Something like that. Okay. No, it's victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. I'm making up the words as I go, and it makes me feel real good. Everybody, victory in Jesus, my Savior forever. Those are not the words, I'm making them up. You just got to go along with what I do. Okay, so I was Scotty. Now, Scotty had surgery and he had a knee replacement. So he had to have a professional nurse come and take care of him. Woo, Scotty had a professional nurse come and take care of him. No, it was his daughter. His daughter is actually more than a nurse. His daughter is a PA. She's higher than a nurse. She could prescribe medication. So when I need a refill on what do I take? I take a blood pressure pill, and I've got an emergency bottle of Xanax because I fight anxiety and panic disorder. That's private. I don't tell people that. And that's what they used against me in court. Ooh, they had it. They had it prepared, and God told me that in a dream. So I was pre-prepared for their preparedness. Anyway, we won. But you guys know that. That's old news. I just have to bring it up every once in a while because it makes me feel good to say it. So, Scotty, we all wish you well. What camera am I on? They both look so close to each other now, I can't tell by just looking at the color. So, this is the Lewinsky Zindu number 7469K322. See, that's the way you name a camera. You name it so nobody else can say the name. So it's the unknown camera. What can I tell you? They don't know how to name a camera. So Scotty said my weight loss was a perspiration. Perspiration? Oh, inspiration. I got to get these glasses cleaned. I'm not a perspiration. Actually, I have the air conditioner on and I have all the fans on and I have crisp on. Now, I think that's why Sly said the volume was a little low. So let me go turn the fan off. Hold on. Okay, just keep your pantyhose on. Gonna turn the fan off. That's it. Knock the crap out of the mic. Okay, so Scotty is still inspired over my weight loss. It's not, it wasn't intentional to be a weight loss. It happened and it's the gravy. Thank you, Jesus, for the weight loss. Absolutely, positively. No questions. No question about that. Okay. I am so grateful for the weight loss. But I needed to get my sugar, my A1C. And there's, in case you didn't know, there's something called an HDL triglyceride ratio. So take the HDL number and divide it by the triglyceride number, and it needs to be close to 2. Over 5, you need medication. Okay, you need to get on a statin or something, because you don't want a stroke, especially at everybody's age in here. Everybody in here except Sammy and Ray is old. Right, Sly? Oh, Peter's in trouble now. Okay, so my voice is a little hoarse tonight. I don't know. Have I been yelling? Well, I've been doing a video a day, and it seems when I sit down to record, I get excited. And I go like, "Hey, it's Peter Gregg, Miami, Florida." Bob, I'm yelling. So I've yelled at least 5 times this week, and then I did a. How long were we on, Sam? Were we on an hour and a half? And I was live with Sammy, and so my voice just feels a little hoarse. I have, they're on strike. The writers, whoever it is on strike. So that's why my joke. So anyway, not joking. Let's do this. Let's move this mic out. Let's move this chair over. Not by much, because then I got to go change everything. Okay. And then the final step is I'm going to turn crisp off. So I think that should fix Sly's low volume. Okay. Crisp lowers your volume, in case you didn't know it. I didn't know it. Okay, so now crisp is off. Crisp is a suppressor. It suppresses the volume. So now it should be a little bit louder. And I'll bring this a little bit closer. How about if I aim it at my mouth? And now it should sound a little bit louder because I turned crisp off, and I'm just miking straight to you, from me to you. Okay, so that I got up to Sly's asking Scotty if he's feeling better. I wanted to say, let's keep Scott in our prayers. So you think I can get down to that? I think I need show notes or cue cards. Cue cards. I like that better than show notes. Then if that's true, then I think this camera needs to be moved a little bit too. But we're not doing that. I'm staying in the chair. Don't get excited. I'm staying where I am. Okay? If I need to change the Sony E10, I will do it after the show. So Sly's basically wishing Scott to feel well. Feel good, Scott. Actually, that's a sentiment from all of us. We all want you to feel better. Any of us gets under the weather, we'll come gather around you. We'll say a prayer. We'll lift you up in prayer. And Scotty's answering, nice improvement today, Sly. Oh, so you had improvement today. So we have news hot off the press. Scotty is feeling better today. And Jim is here. Hi, Peter. Happy Friday. Greetings to everybody. Everybody. Greetings to everybody. So, anybody know the dry Lipton onion soup mix that nobody makes soup out of, but you put the whole packet into a container of sour cream, and you have an astoundingly delicious, amazingly delicious instant potato chip dip. And you can dip more than potato chips. You can dip celery sticks, carrot sticks. You can actually spoon it out and put it on some chicken. So what's the recipe again? It's a tough one, guys. This is a tough recipe. Yeah, I know most of you are not going to be able to handle this recipe. It's just too much for you. So you get a box of the dry powder Lipton onion soup mix, not the golden one. Just regular Lipton onion soup mix. You open the box. Ooh, Now that could be hazardous. You could get a paper cut from the cardboard, and it could be contaminated because there's mice in these grocery stores. So once you get past that, you're doing good. You'll be able to do this recipe, I promise. Then you look inside the box, and there's 2 packets of dry powder Lipton onion soup mix, and it's got little bits of onion, and oh, it's fantabulous. So you take one out and you shake it so it all goes to the bottom. Okay. Now, my mother used to take a jar of jelly or something and roll it over the packet before she opened it to kind of crush whatever's in there. I forgot to do that once, and guess what? I liked it better. So I don't do that. But if you feel that the bits that are in there are too big, take a jar of jelly or something and just roll it right over the packet. It's like I don't think it's an aluminum foil packet, but it's a hardy packet where you can roll a glass jar over it a couple of times. Something that's flat and round that you could roll like a big roller, okay? Now you take the entire contents of that, and I used to do it watching my mother do it. She would pour it into the jar, not a jar, the container of sour cream, and then slowly mix it in. What a waste of time. Seriously, God created spatulas. Spatulas are wonderful. So you take the sour cream and you scoop it out into a bowl. Now you pour the Lipton onion soup, you stir the heck out of it, and then put it back in the sour cream, and then use the spatula to scrape every last bit and then lick it. Okay? Now, because it's a dried soup mix, it does take about an hour to hydrate, but you could put it out right away. It's just a little bit crunchy. And crunchy ain't bad, okay? So you just learned a recipe right here on Peter's Kitchen. No. No, this is Friday Night Live. So Sly and I were talking. She's giving me some ideas because I'm going to make some t-shirts, hoodies, and all that kind of stuff. She likes the quality from this place. I don't know what the name of it is, but I did get accepted this afternoon, Sly, just so you know. I got that email. I did. I'm accepted. It feels good to be accepted. So now we're going to design a t-shirt, hoodie. I don't even know what these guys have. I don't even know what their name is. So she was kind of like guiding me. I closed my eyes and just went where she was leading. So we're going to have merchandise. And the real reason, you want to know the real reason? Because there's a couple of you guys that have been asking me for this company. It's like, what the hell? So we got it. We got it now. Now let's see what we do with it. Jeff is here, and he's shouting pretty loud because he's down in Australia. How are you doing? How are you all going? How are you all going? How are you all doing? He missed. It's a slip of the finger. So, Peter, you bought a new camera. Has it arrived yet? What do you like about it? Okay, here's the secret, guys. I was hesitant to say it out loud, but you guys are mostly family in here. We have anybody in here? No, we got 3 people, okay? So, and we got thumbs up. So thank you for the thumbs up. So you make videos sometimes ahead of time. Sometimes I wake up early in the morning and make the video for the day. And for the last couple of weeks, or maybe longer, I've been trying to do close to a video a day on the big channel. And on this one, I do Friday Night Live. So it's actually 6 videos a week if I do it right, if I behave, okay? And then I also put one up for the kitchen channel. So that's pretty interesting too. So the problem is there's a storyline. You know what a storyline means? You're reading a story and you got to go chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Now over here, you guys are up to date. You're live. You're sitting here live. That's live, okay? Ow! So you have actual news, but on the big channel, they're behind by about a week. And the reason for that is not because I did it on purpose. It's because I have content or fodder, depending on whose point of view, that I'm doing a storyline one day at a time. So I can't jump to, I ordered the camera's here, I was just told that it's shipped, okay? So you got to stay in the storyline, and I actually have to write it down because I forget where I am in that storyline. So right here, you guys are absolutely positively up to the minute, almost. I have to go pee, but I'm going to hold it to the end of the show. When I do that, and I tell you, you're going to know up to the minute how I am, and what I've done, and what I'm doing, and what I plan on doing, and who I plan on doing it with. Oh, I think I'm a little bit silly tonight, but that's okay. This is supposed to be an unwind day. And then we got a new month coming day after tomorrow. Bless the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. If I make it to my birthday, I'll make it to 70 years old. So if I die now, I won't be 70 years old. I'll be 69. So October 13th is my birthday. Yes, you could send me a card, or you could send me an email. It's a lot cheaper. You don't have to spend I was going to say, how much is a stamp now? Where's Randy? How much is a regular U.S. postage stamp? I don't even know. I don't mail things. And when I do, it goes out of this machine over here. So Jim is saying, hi, Peter. Happy Friday. Greetings to everybody. I love you, Jim. Thank you for being here. Jeff says, I heard you bought a new camera. All right, so that's what triggered everything. I bought a new camera. Yes. I went through the process. The process is truthful and honest. No lies. I was deciding between two cameras, and I made a video on it. The two cameras were the Nikon ZF, the full frame one, and the other one is the Sony E1, the ZV-E1, which would be the highest camera in the ZV line, okay? So Z is for the Zen generation, V is for vlogging, and then you've got E1, E2, E3. Wouldn't it be nice if they did that? But they didn't. Okay. So it's the full frame version of when you're over on the other camera, the E10. It's the full frame version of that. But for some reason, I think the Sony designers got a little bit drunk, and they put stuff in that camera that is just out of this world. It's just crazy. And then when I look, I've got 7 E-mount lenses that will fit on this camera and on the new E1, okay? And I have 2 lenses that would fit on the Nikon mount. So that was the first trigger to tilt, because I tell people that. What kind of lenses do you have? Are you happy with your lenses? Do you want to sell them? And how many do you have? And many times a person wants to stay in their system because they have a bit of a lens. So what's the old saying? You're married to your lens? You're dating your body. What is it? You're dating your camera body and you're married to your lens. So I've got Canon lenses here from before the year 2000. So you are married to your lenses. And the reason I was able to pay for this camera is I took some of the Nikon lenses that will not work on the newer Nikon cameras because they're screw drives. There's like a little screw hole. I think that's the way it works. And the older DSLR bodies had the motor in the body. The motor is not in the lens. Now, today, the motor is in the lens. And the camera sends it a signal as to which way to turn that lens. Well, the older lenses are screw drives. So it's like a flathead screwdriver. And it spins real fast like a drill. And it goes forward and it goes backwards. And that focuses your lens. Now, Nikon, in their infinite wisdom, decided not to add a screw drive motor on their mirrorless cameras. I think it's a bad decision. I think that it should have been built, at least it should have been built into the adapter. You do pay, the adapter's not cheap, but it works well. But the adapter's not cheap. But it won't take the screw drive lenses. So all my screw drive lenses, they're D lenses, AF, I think AF something, whatever the nomenclature is, they're all screw drive, which means on my Nikon camera, which there's one over there, there's one over there, there's one in the kitchen. So It's not like I'm not a Nikon fanboy. I love the Nikon camera bodies. But all these lenses will only sit here. They all become manual focus. So I've been selling those little by little, slowly, and I made enough money to actually buy a couple of items because you guys know, because of the lawsuit, my credit cards were closed down. So I just can't go and say, okay, I'm going to buy the E1 or the ZF and put it on my credit card. Well, no, it got closed down. Okay. So I no longer will have a credit cards for about, I think, 2 years. That's the deal that you make. All right. So this is what was used to help pay the attorney's fees until I maxed out my credit cards. So now the credit cards have been surrendered. So now I can only buy on cash. So here's a good question. How many of you guys only buy on cash, or what you could pay for? And how many of you guys actually work off of a credit card? I worked very heavily off of credit cards. Okay. And now that I'm working off of cash, first of all, every dollar is a blessing. Some of you guys, and you know who you are, you send me an Amazon gift card or you sending me a donation. Don't think it's not incredibly appreciated, because it is. Because I can't use a credit card. I can only spend what I actually have in the bank, which I'm on Social Security. So there's not a lot of money. So if I haven't said thank you lately, thank you with all my heart. It really means a lot, and it's not just, oh, thank you for sending me a super chat or something. Somebody sent me some money, and I don't know how they did it. It was through YouTube. Honest to God, I don't know how it arrived. Wasn't a super chat, and it wasn't a membership. They must have another vehicle that you can use, and I don't know what it is, but by golly, use it. Send the cash. A million is MILLION. Peter is PETER. Sounds funny. So Sammy says, it sounds a bit better. Yeah, I think it sounds better with the crisp off than with the crisp on. I decided to put it on last minute because I plopped my ASS in the chair and I forgot to turn off the yellow fan. The yellow fan is the noisy one, very loud. So I took care of that. Calm down. I took care of it, and I got up. I went over and turned the yellow fan off. Then I turned crisp off. So now you're actually hearing the noise that is the ambient sound from this room, which is the air conditioner that's in the wall. And I do have the white fan on, but the white fan honestly is silent, really silent. If I could find another one of those fans, they're old. They're like 25 years old. They're white, and they oscillate, and they're just silent. I buy these new little fans, and they're bzzz, like, what happened to the fan from yesteryear, where there was no noise and plenty of air? They had a decent size, like a 12 or what's the next size, 15-inch blade. They don't turn super fast. They turn fast enough. And there's a beautiful breeze, and there's no noise. I haven't looked real hard, to be honest with you. You can buy me one for my birthday if you want. Or send me an Amazon gift certificate, and I'll find one and order it. Because this room needs 2 of those. One for this half, because that one's keeping me cool. Okay. And I need one for that half of the room. This is a pretty big room. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 this way. So front face to my back is 24. And this way is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So it's 16 shoulder to shoulder this way and 24 that way. So that's not too small of a room. So when I say it needs 2 fans, I'm not being a spoiled brat. Oh, I need 2 fans, Daddy. Okay. No, I need 2 fans, Daddy. So Sammy says it sounds a little bit better. Crisp is mind-blowing. It's amazing how it just makes everything so silent. But I can make it silent by turning everything off. That's it. So Scotty approves. here is Lewis. Sly was just telling me how much you were helping her, Lewis. You're such an awesome guy, Lewis. I love you, Lewis. And who else do I love? Who else? Aiden. Aiden. I love you, Aiden. Yes, I do. And I love you, Bob. I love everybody, but hi. How you doing, Bob? Hi, Peter. Hi, gang. I laid down for a nap at 5, and I just got up. Now, that's what I call a good nap. Honestly, that's a good... I'm swiveling my body. I'm trying to get comfortable. I think it's the chair. It's either me or the chair. So now I can actually face this camera, but I don't have it set to go for long. So now I have to turn my head to face. But you know, that's not bad. That's kind of like a portrait. So if I put my hand out this way and I tilt my head the other way, you always tilt against the high shoulder. For those of you that want a posing class, for a guy, okay, shoulders should not be level. That is a snapshot. So for a guy, the shoulder needs to come down. Okay, so my shoulder came down. Now, the next step is the head needs to tilt. Can you tell there's a high shoulder and a low shoulder? Okay, so the head needs to tilt towards the high shoulder. This is the high shoulder in case you are having trouble following me. This is the high shoulder, this is the low. So for a guy, in other words, kind of think of it like a T-square, okay? So the angle is like this, and the head needs to be on the same angle. So for a male, the head should be tilted a little bit. So this is the low shoulder. No, this is the low shoulder. And this is the high. So my head needs to be tilted towards the high shoulder. And then you need to turn the face, so you want to hide this earlobe. Now, I can't see this earlobe, but I want to turn my face enough so that the earlobe is hidden. That's how you pose a male. And what is the reasoning behind that is because males very rarely, what's the saying, stop to smell the roses? They're in action. They're in motion. And when you do a stop action of a male, it's awkward. It's unnatural. We're talking portrait photography here, okay? So if I was going to do a portrait and it's a guy, especially a younger guy doesn't stop and look at the camera and smile unless it's a fake. So his natural stance is motion. So you have to pose the male for motion. Female is the opposite. If we're on a trip, she needs to stop at every pit stop to pee. She needs to stop at every shopping center to check it out. She will stop and smell the roses. So you don't pose the female with the same stance that you pose the male, okay? That is a small posing class. And also, you never make the male stop and look at you and smile. What? No, there's no any. If a male came up to you and did that, you'd slap his face. I mean, if a guy came up, stopped in front of you, and just smiled, what are you gonna do? That's not how guys look in real life. Okay, they're always doing something. They're reaching to change the radio button. They're reaching for a toast, or they're reaching for water. Okay, or they're scratching their leg, or scratching something. They're in motion. Guys don't unless they're sleeping. And you don't want to take a picture of somebody sleeping, I mean, unless you're a weirdo. So when you pose a male, and this goes for video also. So if you're going to do a documentary, okay, there's two things you want to avoid for a male pose. That's a straight on to the camera. So you notice over here, I'm not straight. I've set my body up properly. So in neither camera am I straight, shoulders straight to the camera. I have a little tilt. And that solves the next problem, which is called a crotch shot. You don't want a spread, you know what they call it, male spread, okay, smack dab in the face. And I watch these young guys. I've gotten into wrestling lately, and basically they got a bunch of wrestlers, and these two guys have decided to make a YouTube channel, and their YouTube channel is to interview fellow wrestlers. Well, they plop them in a chair or on the couch. Their legs are spread wide open. They're wearing shorts. that's about the worst pose you could stick a male into. And a female too, by the way. I'm not even going to go there, okay? So as the photographer or the videographer, it's your job to protect your client. You don't put them in the worst way possible. And if you're going to do an interview, for God's sakes, no shorts. You don't want skin going all the way up to the crotch. Long pants, or turn those hips so this way you get the thigh. That you could show, but not a spread eagle, straight on shot. Okay, so why am I saying all this? Because most of you guys are professionals or close to it. You are doing something in the photography field, or you're doing something in the videography field. And I see so many videos where it's just plain wrong. And I'm thinking, like, who did I just see? It was some a famous preacher. And because he tried to be cool, he wore a pair of shorts, spread his legs, and he's sitting there with his basket on display. And I'm going like, and he's going like, Jesus is going to save you. And I'm going like, seriously? You need to save something else right now. Okay? So I'm kind of like giving you a little bit of a lesson, and I'm being crude because we don't have a lot of people here. I think I would be a lot smoother if I was going to do the same thing on the big channel. But I need just to get it across and get it across really fast. And I hope I did that. So if you're going to sit somebody down, a husband and a wife, or a boyfriend and a girlfriend, okay, or a girl, a single person, okay, a single person, not their married status, but one single person, watch how you sit them. Usually it's not head straight on. You don't do that with your lighting, okay? When you set up a light, there's a 45 on this side, and then there's the fill light over here. The fill light can even be stronger, but the key light, the main light, is usually the stronger light, so it'll give you a little bit of a shadow on the side of your face, okay? That's called Rembrandt lighting. Now, what I'm doing in here is not Rembrandt lighting, purposely. What I'm doing in here is called flat lighting. Flat lighting is when I try to get everything as even as possible. If I get a little bit of a shadow, like I have a little bit of a shadow on this side, okay? Not much, but there's a little bit here, all right? So the purpose of that is like if you want to reduce the hills and the valleys of the face, flat lighting is the most flattering. So remember that. Flat lighting is the most flattering. The Rembrandt that everybody tries to do to look fancy actually is throwing light across the face. And what that does is it lights up, okay, let me get crude. It's going to like every crevice, every pimple, every imperfection that you got, you're lighting it up from the side, and it's causing a shadow, so you're accentuating it. Okay? Simple as pie. So now you know Rembrandt lighting, you know flat lighting, you know posing for the girl, posing for the guy, and if you're going to have two people, watch how two people of the same sex sit naturally without you involved. And then watch how these guys actually sit them down. Okay? So posing and lighting is two very, very weak areas in the YouTube world. So maybe I'm giving myself an idea on some videos to make. Okay? Anyway, if that was helpful, let's get back to the peoples here because we're already up to 10:50. So Bob went for a nap. Randy's awake again. So Randy took a nap, woke up, took another nap, and woke up. Boy, can we call this the villages? This is the old folks' home. Now, you guys are young at heart. I can tell just by your comments. You are very young at heart. Now, here's one that's young at heart and young in body. I know you don't want to move anything in the Christmas room, but something is coming for you as a present. That is 1 out of 5. Oh my God, Sammy, what are you doing, big boy? Don't be spending your money because you're in college, okay? So I don't want to move anything in the Christmas room. So what would be my present? And I can't move anything. I can't move the tree. I can't pick it up. It's too heavy. You're going to have to come and help. Sammy almost came down to visit me last week, but then I threatened I was going to tickle him. He said, oh, no, I can't come because you're going to tickle me. No, he didn't say that. And I'm not going to threaten to tickle him. But I like to tease the hell out of people. And, you know, Sammy's got an amazing personality. So Sammy is sending me a present. Birthday presents. You know, at 70 years old, it doesn't have to be big. It's just fun. It really is fun. So what we do for our birthdays here is we go for dinner. And our family likes to go to a place called Chili's. I don't like that place very much at all. But I have actually found a couple of things that I will eat. We actually went for a birthday last Saturday, and I almost died. And I'm not joking. Okay? I got the chicken fajitas. It comes sizzling on the plate. But they had this bowl of baked beans, and I figured I'll put a little bit of sauce. And the spice was so hot, it actually closed my throat, and I didn't know what to do. I felt like I needed to get up and run out of the restaurant. I couldn't breathe. So I know if I order the chicken fajitas again at Chili's, I'm not touching the baked beans. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pour them on the table. Better than being dead to have a pile of baked beans on the table, okay? So any of you go to Chili's? Do you like the spice at that level? My throat's a little different. I had throat surgery when I was in my 20s, so my throat is more sensitive to that. But this was over the top. I haven't had a spice that actually closed my throat to where I couldn't get air in and out in ages. And this is unannounced. It's actually making me nervous. I have to drink a little water. So where did I go? Sammy is sending me. Randy is sending me. I have to, he wants me to make the floor Aiden proof. Yeah, I keep an eye on, even with him and me keeping an eye on him, he still managed to fall off the piano seat. He was so engrossed in playing the piano, because the piano makes noise. When you hit like this, it'll make a noise. You don't believe me? If I don't break anything. Dankeschön. My voice don't go that low. So, Sammy says, I talked to Joey and said he will be joining the stream in the comments. Well, if you're here, Joey, thank you. I love you, big boy. They're in college together, and I like to encourage kids that are in college. So that is cool. And I don't know why I like Joey so much. It couldn't possibly be because he has a Tesla. Hi, Joey. Nice to see you. Oh, let me look at your Tesla. Oh, and then Joey's standing over there on the side. I'm not even talking to the kid. It's like, I want to see your Tesla. What color is in the inside? Can I sit inside the car? Oh, how nice. Joey really does have a Tesla. Okay. Actually, Sammy sent me a picture of him and Joey riding in the Tesla playing my Christmas CD. These are two 18-year-old boys. There's got to be something wrong with that picture. Why are they playing my Christmas CD? Well, maybe they were playing it for my birthday. And it was really cool. The Tesla was awesome. The kids were nice. I love kids. You know I love kids. But the Tesla was awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Sammy says, I like the fluid heads. Sammy, you behave yourself now. Don't you be talking like that in here. Yeah, well, is the tilt and pan heads the fluid ones, or is it the ball heads that are fluid? I don't know. I don't buy heads very often, so I'm not sure what the difference is. I think Norm would know. So Sam says, Peter, you will have a credit in the short film. Why? What did I do? Why am I having a credit in his short? Sammy's making a short film, and it's going to the film festival. He's actually entering it as a contestant, and it'll get played there. And it's going to be done by the end of October. It's going to be done in my birthday month. So I did step in to help him get the actors. That's what we did the other day. So when we got off track, believe it or not, me, Mr. Talks and doesn't shut up, got us back on track to now if you want to play the part or a part, so he needs a teenage boy or a teenage girl, but young, 11, 12 years old. And he needs their parents, so a mother and a dad, okay? And he needs the kid's coach for whatever he's coaching. And the premise of his story is nobody will stand behind the kid like they believe in the kid. So whether it's a boy on some kind of a team or a girl on some kind of a team. And nobody will stand up and the kid just feels ostracized. Nobody believes in the kid and nobody believes in the kid's dream. And then Sammy ties that all together, and I'm not going to tell you the ending, but that's the premise of his movie. So I'm going to get a credit there. Peter Gregg. Sammy's mentor, Peter Gregg, Miami, Florida. So Bob is telling me whenever October starts on Sunday, our birthday is on Friday the 13th. So yours is on Friday also. Freaking awesome. Friday the 13th. There's no superstition. So if you guys have that, get out of it. It doesn't exist, okay? The one day is not more important than another. A day is a day. God made every day. The Bible even says every morning his grace is fresh. So don't be giving me the Friday the 13th crap. Don't fly here, okay? So the first Monday of October is, I guess, Sunday, and that's one of my favorite movies. It's an old movie. It's got Walter Matthau in it. It's about the Supreme Court Justice, and Walter Matthau plays one of the Supreme Court justices, and then the court gets its first woman justice. So it's dated in the topic, okay? Now you got loony heads up there. So really, really good movie. I enjoy it. I think I will find it and play it on Monday. No, Sunday. Monday. Oh, first Monday of October would be Monday. Duh. It wouldn't be Sunday. It's not the 1st of October. It's the first Monday. So in real life, the first Monday of October is the first day that the Supreme Court starts its session and meets. So this coming Monday is the first session of the Supreme Court in real life. No movies. I mean, this coming Monday morning, the Supreme Court we gather together to ask the Lord's blessings. We hasten and chasten the Lord to make known. That's kind of become like a Thanksgiving song. So the first Monday of October is this coming October, and the Supreme Court will do their thing. So that's Bob. Here's Joey. JV Tech Reviews. The great and mighty Joey. Hi, Peter. It's Joey. I love your Christmas album on Apple Music. I was listening to it in my Tesla today. I know. Sammy sent a video, and you were rocking out to have the song Jingle Bells. I like your new haircut, Joey. And I'm always here if you need me, Joey. Just let me know. Get Sammy to give you my number, and we could talk about cameras all you want. Or if you happen to want to talk about Teslas, I'm not going to stop you. What can I say? But I love you, big boy. Thank you for being here. And I hope you and Sammy have a good friendship, because when you go away from college, you move out of the house. It's actually nice to get your independence, right? But then sometimes I want my mommy, okay? And that's why God puts friends in your life. So you guys can go out to eat together. Oh, I heard you went out to eat. What did you guys eat? Sammy, you never told me what you ate. Or Joey, when you guys went with Alex, did you stop for pizza or hamburgers or tacos or something? Anyway, so that's Joey. I keep talking about Joey. That's Joey. That's the real Joey. I talk about him all the time. The poor guy has no clue. He gets talked about so often. And he's out there doing his thing, driving his Tesla. He's in New Jersey too, okay? And Peter Gregg in Miami, Florida keeps talking about this Joey fella. Well, now you got to meet him. That was Joey. That was the real, honest to God Joey. So Randy says, lock those cameras down. You know something, Randy? I think there's a song in there. Lock your cameras down, boys. Lock your cameras down. Lock your cameras down, boys. Oh, lock those cameras down. Lock your cameras down, boys. Lock your cameras down. Amen. 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 Oh, sing it again now. Let's not. So, Jim is here. Hi, Jim. Did I say hi to you before? I took an unintentional nap, had a break in video meetings, moved to the recliner, and went out for almost an hour. Luckily, I woke up in time for my last meeting. All right, so I do this about 60 to 70% of the time. I've learned to actually use the alarm feature on my iPhone, because I will lay down to take a nap, and sometimes it's a short nap, and sometimes it's one hell of a long nap. And I don't want to say it's a fear, but I have a high level of concern that I'm going to sleep right through my show. So I actually put an alarm at 9:30 now. And this way, I haven't had to use it. I've never fell asleep. Usually the last hour, I'm in here warming up the cameras, dusting off the mic, picking out it takes me an hour to pick out which frickin' shirt to wear. Okay, and 2 seconds to comb my hair. That's why my hair never looks so good. But the shirt is always hand selected. Okay, so find it looks like a clock, and I use that in the alarm feature. I use it during my prayer time, because sometimes I like to pray for a minimum of 10 minutes at a time. And that doesn't really mean anything. You don't have to pray for any length of time. But I just do that sometimes. Kind of like a discipline. Like when you walk on a treadmill. You can walk 1 minute or 30 minutes. Okay, it's a discipline. Okay. So get that out and listen to the alarm on the phone. And it can save your bacon a few times. So Sammy says, I listened to your album today with Joey. Joey said the same thing. Can you imagine that? In the Tesla, and he loves it. And you recorded a few seconds, and you know something, Sam? The sound was deep and awesome. So was that audio straight out of your camera, or did you fiddle with it? Because it was like, dang, how come it's so good? So I did watch that. I watched that twice. I was impressed. You got to make longer ones like that for me. I liked it. And get Joey to wave, and then make another one, and you wave. And you were playing my Jingle Bells song, okay? I did that song in honor of Jingle Bells. And the song is Jingle Bells. It's the Christmas song, Jingle Bells. So Roy is in the house. Hi, Roy. How you doing, big boy? He has just flown in from Australia. He's got to be tired. Put him over there in the chair. Let him rest for a few minutes. I hope things are going well in Aussie land. And Jerry says, yes, I got your advice. I started to use Catalyst Browse, too. The camera does very well in intelligence mode. It's almost like a blasphemy for me. Okay? It's like a real photographer never uses the totally automatic mode. And yet, in the auto intelligence, dang if that thing don't do a good job, okay? It ain't right. It ain't fitting, okay? I'm going to get Mabel up here and tell her that I use the intelligence mode. They try to call it AI. I don't think it's AI. The camera does very well in intelligent mode. It must be smarter than me. I felt the same way. The camera intelligence mode means the camera's smarter than I am. I appreciate all the advice. I really do. Oh, good. I'm glad you said that part, because sometimes you're a little bit afraid of stepping on toes. It's like, I know that. Who do you think you're talking to? So, I try to say it mild and gently, but I'm going to try to find the video where I saw this person actually show it at the proper 180-degree angle, which I'm not sure, but I think that the E1 secretly has that. Not sure, okay? I'm going to be doing some tests with that. So I'm going to try to find that video and send it to you, because it's a remarkable difference. It's shockingly different. So it's a lady, I believe, and she's walking with it at 1/60th of a second, and she's walking and following people. And it jumps, it stutters, okay? It's the right shutter speed. However, because of the dynamic image stabilization, it kind of works a little bit like the Catalyst Browse. Catalyst Browse, you need to up your shutter to like 1/200th of a second, even though it's counterintuitive. And then it looks great. And if you shoot it at the lower shutter speeds, it doesn't, there's something off, you could tell. So it seems like the dynamic active stabilization mode setting needs that same treatment. So it's going to take a little bit of time for me to get used to that. But it'll happen. It'll happen. So thank you for that. Thank you, Jerry. I also working on some LUTs to help me match my Fuji Canon cameras. It's been fun. Yeah, the whole thing on cameras for people that like you and me that are doing it is just plain fun. We actually just enjoy getting together and playing with these cameras, and it's just cool. What can I tell you? It's cool. So Sammy says it sounds so much better. I think he's referring to me turning crisp off. Is crisp off? Yes, it's off. So crisp is actually degrading my sound. And I don't know why. Because with Sly, it makes her sound better. So live and learn. So Sammy says, Peter already helped me with the short film, so he is credited as a caster since he was helping me on the live stream. Ooh, look at that. And also I want him to be a producer so he could be on Zoom. Ooh, I get to be a producer. Wrong camera. No, right camera. That's an old, years old doing. It's an action. Like winner, chicken dinner, winner, turkey wing, you know. So I get credit. Roy says the Nikon ZF looks great, but I'm overusing SD cards. Just regular SD cards, they're great. I like them so much better than the old CF cards. CF cards, you can bend a pin. You bend a pin at the wedding, you're screwed. The whole camera's screwed. So the SD cards, there's no bending. You got to spend the money to get the good quality ones. So if you go to Amazon or whatever you guys use in Australia and you buy the cheap stuff, no. I have the ones that I use mainly are V90s. I have a couple of cheapies from Transcend. If I was going to do something important, it would definitely be on the V90s. No question. No question. And they, I am enjoying them. So here's Uncle Charles. Hello to all. Charles is into Halloween. I don't know why I knew that. Charles says Peter needs a new camera for his birthday. Thank you, Charles. It was so sweet of you to offer. I think I would like, what would I like? I think the ZF would be an awesome, no, coming from Charles, I would like the HS20. So, Charles, get an HS20 over here, and I'll give you a big hug. I really, really will, okay? And you have to bring it here yourself and go, Peter, I brought you a present. I'll go, Charles, what did you get me? I can't imagine what you got me. What did you get me, Charles? And an HS20 Fuji. You know, I think the HS20 is a very underrated camera. I think it's a freaking awesome camera. So... Sammy says, Peter got a new camera already. That one's not for my birthday. Okay. Don't interfere with Charles. He's getting me a camera. So Charles is talking. He needs another one. There you go. You never have enough toys. Sammy, go take a nap, big boy. Okay? Da, 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 da. Yes, he needs an FX30. You know something? I think the E1 is better than the FX30. I think the E1 is better than the A7S Mark III. I think I accidentally stumbled into one of the best buys you can get. So the only stigma with that camera is the overheating. And you can bet your bippy I will be addressing that sooner than white on rice, okay? That needs to be a non-issue, and I'm going to fix it. Now, here's David. Hey, Peter, at work, I just wanted to say hi. You're at work now? Well, I guess he's a hairdresser, professional. He's got his own chair, his own clientele, and he's a handsome young man, and guess what? He attracts all the ladies out there in California. They line up to see David. And David has been doing a lot of live streaming lately. I'm proud of you, David. And by the way, I love you. So he wanted to say hello. So Charles is saying, hi, Sammy, we should start a GoFundMe for Peter to get him the FX30. No, the HS20. Or which is the one that you have, the XT5? We got to start a new line, right? There's really no other camera that actually... I liked your camera when you came here, Charles. Charles came here. He was in this room. He stood right here. I actually hugged him. Okay? So he had an XT5. I said, give me that thing. Let me take a picture of you. And you know what? Now he uses the pictures that I took of him. And now he's taking gooder pictures. So Sammy says, oh my God, it's already 10:50. It's after 11. I like chili and curries. Opens up the sinuses. Well, whatever it was, it made me stop breathing. That is not what I call a fun meal. There should have been at least a warning. But, you know, the fault is mine because I usually will say I don't want anything spicy, and I didn't do it. Because she might have said, oh, the beans are very spicy. And then guess what? I wouldn't have dipped my spoon in there. It ruined at least an hour for me because I got very excited, anxious. I felt the panic start to rise up, and it took me a while to settle down. And that's why I don't drive. It takes a while to settle down from a panic attack. So Roy says, my wife played the piano. No one wants one these days, and they can't even give it away. We have 1, 2, 3 pianos in this house, Roy. I have no clue what you're talking about. One baby grand, one baby grand, black one. We have the one behind me here, which is a spinet that my grandmother bought me, and I cherish that because she passed away, and it means a lot to me. And I actually have my brother's piano in the next room over, and it's an electric where it plays the old paper scrolls, plays those. They're really, really cool. So... I'm tempted to ask a question, but Sly is going, Peter, don't do it. Sly, I can hear you, Sly. I'm not going to do it. Some tilt pan are fluid, some are geared, and some are just friction. I don't know what I bought, okay, to be honest with you. Maybe I should put a link to that, okay, so you guys can chastise me. So Charles says, Sammy, I use Casting Network to scout new unsigned talent. They're very good. So is Backstage. Will they work for free? Because I'm thinking I'd like to get a model in here and do a little bit of a shoot, show off my a better bounce cards, maybe some posing, and then give them pictures free of charge. So that's interesting, Charles. Streaming channels seem to have all the same content. I never seem to find the movies I'm looking for. Well, not only are they all have the same content, they're all being bought out by the camera companies. We'll fly you and give you new underwear and give you everything you can think of, a gift bag. And then they just be nice to us. Well, I really want the real information. So there's certain people that I know I'm going to get honesty from. So that is something I look for. So Sam says, I know a backstage. Tom is one of the channels that where I will get an honest feedback. Honestly, but I'm beginning to sound like Tom. I watch so much Tom that I'm actually making jokes like him. I'm a jokester. Okay. So he was live with his wife today. I love those guys. They make a beautiful couple. When's your anniversary? I think it just passed. Okay. So, but I did get to see him. To answer your question, Tom, the LS208 is a Lawton microphone. There's something about me and microphones. It's like boys and their toys. I am unreasonably attached to microphones. I don't even do much singing. I do a lot more talking here. So this microphone is my favorite microphone. It's 55 years old, and it does better than any other microphone I've used, including my favorite that I have. Okay? What's my favorite microphone? I can't think of the name, but Sly knows the name. Dang. So the Lawton mic, the LS208, actually appeals to me because it's mimicking what this microphone does, which what nobody else does. This is a condenser microphone that acts very much like a dynamic. Now, I know I'm going right over everybody's head, okay? But Tom knows exactly what I'm talking about. So you use a dynamic microphone. I got two of them over there. All right, so this is, I don't knock everything over. All right, so this is a Shure SM57. All right. And this has the treatment from my, where is it? So if I took this cover off, which can't come off right now because it's tied down, it's stuffed with a loofah sponge, you know, when you wash your body. Because with this, you still get what they call plosives. So if I went and did this and Peter Piper picks a peck of Tom Bucks, okay, you would get some plosives even with the screen. But on this guy, Peter Pepper picked a peck of whatever he did, okay? He PPP'd all over the place. So I have both of these mics stuffed with the loofah. You take and you buy these body scrub things, and they're tied together where you unsnip, where you untie them, okay? And all they are is like a big long ribbon, and it's see-through. So you scrunch it up and you stuff it in there, and it magically does not interfere with the quality of the sound, your highs, your anythings, okay? But it magically takes away 99.9% of the plosives. I'm sure I could plosive if I had to, but I'm not looking to do that. Boy, all Dom said was hello, and I had to say all that. God, Tom, you really turned my buttons on. Well, Sammy Casting Network is so much better. Roy says, does Tesla sell that Elon-proof SUV yet? I want one. I don't even know what that means. Eating some chips with Peter. Ah, there we go. I'm having chips. I'm not supposed to have chips. What am I doing? Scott! That's from a movie, The Santa Claus. You can get a fan for the ZVE1. I'm thinking of getting a fan for the ZVE1, if that's the only way out. I'm going to try the preheating method first, which means turn the camera on, let it get really, really hot, turn it off for exactly 15 minutes. Not 13, not 19. 15 minutes. Then when you turn it on again, I have seen 3 people do this. It'll run indefinitely, practically, number 1. Number 2, I have watched Justin at Baby Back Maniac Leftovers do that. I'm not sure, but I think I've seen Randy do that. So the preheating method actually works. I just have not done it myself. So I need to do it myself so I could say, I've done it. The darn thing works. So I can't say that yet. So yes, a fan is something. Now, here, let me bitch and moan for a second. When you have a camera and it's got an LCD and it's one of those flippy screens, okay? You open it. Wow, rocket science, right? So you might turn it like I've got all of these turned to face me. All right. Now, feel the back. Feel the back. It's as smooth as silk. Wrong answer. It should be deeply ribbed so that it doubles the surface area and you have a built-in heat sink. Instead of putting a flat panel back there, put a very deeply ribbed. Don't even change the materials. I'm not looking to raise the price of the camera. I'm just saying if you ribbed it with a good deep rib, not just silly ribs, okay? And not crazy deep either. I mean a good rib pattern, okay? You will have double the surface area of the largest flat surface you have on that camera. What do these engineers do? We come in, we go to work. Then we have a break time. After the break, we work again for a little bit. Then we have lunch. And then we have an extended lunch. Then we go to work again for 10 minutes. And then we have break time again. A nice long break time. Then we work for 10 minutes. And then we start winding it up and we go home for the day. And you wind up with a smooth, flat, smooth as silk panel or piece of plastic underneath the LCD screen. So when you open the LCD screen, it should reveal a nicely ribbed flat surface. And by ribbing a surface, it's going to double the surface area without changing the real estate of the camera. It really irks me that something like that, you know, if you took this to a 5th grade class, they would solve it for you. Kids are amazing. So anyway, we are at 11:22, guys. So I'm going to have to get off, but I just have to answer Jerry's question. No passing that one. So do you like the 11 millimeter? I've been thinking about getting it. The 11 millimeter is indispensable. Do you have the kit lens by any chance? The one that folds? Not the kit lens for the full frame. The kit lens for the E10, the 6400. It's a very thin, small lens. Works great. It's an f5.4 to 5.6 or something like that. Well, the 11 millimeter is going to actually take that 16 millimeter and it's going to actually change it to 11 millimeters, so the camera will automatically go into crop mode. So it's going to bring it to 17 millimeter, and it is a dream. And it's about the same weight as that little baby kit lens. And then there's another one, the 10 to 20, but that's an f4, but it's a zoom. Okay, so I would go with the 11 millimeter. Honestly, it's a no-brainer. Regardless of whatever, even if you get the 10 to 20 also, that 11 millimeter is great for inside with the kids when they have their birthday party. You are going to use the 11 millimeter. And if you push, I don't know if I discovered this by accident. If you push the magnify button, the camera will jump and magnify while you're recording. And if you push it again, it'll magnify it again. And then if you push it again, it'll cycle back to the original. So you actually got 3 built-in lenses with one 11 millimeter lens. The camera is amazing. Okay? So it really, really is, it's surprising me. The camera is actually surprising me in a big, crazy way. It's the best bang for the buck. That doesn't mean there's not other great cameras. I say this, actually I should make a t-shirt. You cannot buy a bad camera today. Okay? I mean a new one. I don't mean an old one. So, Peter Gregg says, you cannot buy a bad camera today. So, Imperatore, a 7. I got the spicy the meatball over the weekend, and boy, she was a spicy Imperatore. 7. I got you, baby. You're a Christian. I can tell. I love you. Thank you for coming in. I love you. You've actually slimmed down a little bit. Your chest looks good. Your belly looks good. Just don't drop that cloth any lower. because it'll be kind of like, oops, you're a lot smaller than everybody thought. Shh, don't tell anybody that. Okay, so I'm skipping over a couple of you guys so I can get off so that slide can get on, okay? But I do want to say hello to Norm. We were talking about you, Norm. Norm, are you older than me or younger than me? We were arguing about that, honest to God, okay? So on October 13th, I'm going to be 70 years old, okay? So are you higher than 70 or lower than 70? Besides all the lying that you and I do, the real numbers, you don't have to tell me the number. I want to know, are you older or younger? That's what I want to know. So Merry Christmas, good evening. Greggy's around the world just returned from a few days in Elkhart, Indiana, where I covered the biggest RV trade show in North America. Honest to God, Norm, you need to, even if you use pictures and make a slideshow and narrate it, even if you have to job out the narration to somebody, okay, that'll either do it for free or very cheap. You've got so much knowledge with the RVs, you don't even have, if you're camera shy, you don't have to be on there. Some of the biggest kitchen channels, all they do is show you cracking the eggs, pouring the milk, mixing it up, adding the sugar, and just not even talking. They narrate it on the bottom. And I'm going, that's cheating. You need to show your face, but they don't. And you know what? They get millions and millions of views. So there. So Sammy says, I like my mics. I see what you said. That's basically for Sammy. Roy says, I like my microphones, but I can't find one I like. The Rodent NT broke down the first day. Well, that's two different statements. The quality of the construction has got nothing to do if you like or don't like the sound. I like the sound of this microphone. It beats everything else, including full condenser mics. And I just am reluctant to use it because the new ones should be better. It just makes sense. You buy something new and it's better. So what is this? This is Audio Technica 811. You can't even find it. They haven't made it in 100 years. And yet, it's powered with a battery. It's powered with a battery condenser mic that acts like a dynamic mic. So if I actually didn't shout and I talked into this like this, okay, now the plosives won't be there because I've done the treatment for the plosives. This sounds it sounds better than the SM7B. That's for sure. And it sounds far better than the SM57. And that's why I have this interest in the Lauten LS208. It does the same thing this does, but I don't know what it sounds like. So unless I could find a way to get that microphone in here, I can't do a side-by-side test. Sammy says, I thought using a battery bank. I'm going to test that too, Sam. Jerry says, I just picked up the Golden Age Project GA 8000 large diaphragm tube condenser microphone for my podcast. It's becoming my favorite quickly. Tube mics do good too. I love ultra-wide lenses. You're going to love the 11 millimeter. My Italian buddy says, that's right, I'm a Christian. You know, we have ways of getting things across. Like, I don't know, how can you tell that I'm one? Am I sitting in a Christmas room with a Christmas tree that just talks about the birth of Christ? I don't know. Do you think that's a subliminal message? I don't know. I'm the dumb one in the room. Okay, so Norm says, I often use the Nikkor 12-24. And Sammy says, you look great for 69. I will be 72 next month, so you are a little older. You look younger than me, though. Sai says, you look younger than me. Okay, so guys, it is 11:30. I have to go. I love you guys very much, but I have to go because I'm going over to Slides where I am the moderator. So we're going to sign off. The next time I speak to you, it'll be in October. And what's the good old saying? God willing. And if the bridge isn't up, I will see you next Friday night. I love each and every one of you very much. You mean something to me. Okay? Good night. Bye-bye.